What is up, everyone? Happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans. I appreciate you guys being here. Take a second to hit that like button. More likes, more hooligans. We're going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we'll go through all the channels. Make sure everything is running smoothly. No White House Press Briefing today. No KJP. Old Man Walter was live, a little more than an hour ago, talking about the Supreme Court ending affirmative action. He didn't say anything too special, so we're not going to show it during the live. I was going to go live and show it, but I had the time wrong, and things happen, but we didn't miss anything. He didn't say anything special. We'll be starting out this live with a video titled "Biden Slips Up and Says Putin is Losing the War in Iraq." There's more information in that video other than him looking ridiculous. He's got marks on his face because apparently he's been sleeping with a breathing machine. But yeah, he's fit. He's fit and ready to go. Needs to fight being able to sleep and not kick the bucket. I don't know. Then we have a video titled "Protests Erupt in France After Police Shot and Killed a Teenage Boy." They're having their own George Floyd situation right now. Then we have a video titled "We Owe It to the American Public. Earl Somebody Calls for National Decriminalization of Cannabis," which I think is interesting. I think we have other problems that are probably more important, but and they base it on skin color, so it's a big eye roller. Then we have a video titled "Supreme Court Ends Affirmative Action in Cases in College Administration." It's a long video, but we're going to just get to the meat and potatoes of it. We're not going to watch the whole entire thing. Then we'll be wrapping things up with a video titled "Police Responding to Suspicious Package Outside of the U.S. Supreme Court Evacuation Underway." That is like 40 minutes old or something like that. It's a very short video of them evacuating out front of the Supreme Court. And that's what we got on the menu today. I came across a video. I don't think I can show it on the live, but it is in Gilded. I'll see if maybe I can put an edited version up. But there's some sort of church in Minnesota that is mocking God, and it is not okay. If you want to watch that video, make sure you join Gilded. It is in the general chat, but after the live, I'm going to put it on the announcement board so everyone can see it. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. They're inside of what looks like could be a church, and they're not preaching the gospel, I'll say that. They are absolutely mocking God, and it is not okay. We'll see, but if you want to check that out, go to Gilded. You can find it on the link tree. It's free. Just go join up. All right. Let's get through the chat here. What's up, MT Coiner? What's up, Stick 'em Up Punk? What's up, Manuel? What's up, Diane? What's up, Bullseye? What's up, Toy Mafia? What's up, Anthony? What's up, Jason? What's up, Raja? What's up, Damon Walker? Happy freedom, hooligans. Appreciate you guys being here. What's up, Snooks? What's up, William? What's up, Ghost? What's up, Mike? What's up, Raja? Let's see. What's up, Kevin? Appreciate you guys being here. Happy freedom. What's up, Salty Ragu? Salty Ragu, is it really your birthday or are you trolling? Come on, man. Oh, I think it really is. Well, happy birthday to you, Salty Ragu. That's awesome. Up to date kicks ass for you. Thanks for joining us on your birthday, giving us a little of your time. I appreciate you, Salty Ragu. What's up, Astral Hammer? Rumble should be working. There's 28 people over on Rumble. I assume it's working. God, I hope so. I don't know what's wrong with the alternative platforms. It's like every day you never know if they're going to work or not. But you could always go to jeffmaclive.com and watch. That works every time we go live. Sometimes that's the only thing that works. Even if everything else fails, jeffmaclive.com is always running because it's directly attached to my software I go live on. What's up, Ting Ting? What's up, Faber J? What's up, Andrew? Happy freedom. Andrew Feinstein, Madonna 2024. I don't know. I think I'd go Kanye before I did that. What's up, Matthew? Happy freedom. Appreciate all of you hooligans being here. What's up, everyone on the secret YouTube channel? What's up, Toy Mafia? Happy freedom. What's up, everyone on Twitch? What's up, AIM? Happy freedom to you. Let's see. What's up, everyone on Kick? What's up, Two Ruby Shoes? Happy freedom. A lot of people have a CPAC machine. What is that? Should I have not said that out loud? Words. The censorship is so hardcore. It's so exhausting. This live is already demonetized on YouTube. It must be something in the title. Maybe it's the cannabis word. That's a bad word. You put cannabis on your white supreme pizza, it equals the white rage. I don't know. Stupid YouTube. What's up, everyone on Odyssey? What's up, Nefties? Happy freedom. What's up, everyone on Rumble? Let's see. Dude, man, bro. Are you working or is it working on Rumble? Can you guys let me know if Rumble is working now? Now I gotta see. I gotta verify these things. This is why we do the roll call in the morning. Or afternoon, I suppose. It's almost 2 o'clock. Somebody let me know if we're working on Rumble. What's up, Donna Sparks? Happy freedom. What's up, everyone on jeffmaclive.com? Appreciate you guys being here. So we're gonna get started on this first video while everybody writes me back on Rumble to let me know if it's actually working or not. I'm going to be starting off with this first one. It's titled, Biden Slips Up and Says Putin is Losing the War in Iraq, which is really interesting. While you're watching Old Man Walter crap his pants really hard, look at the lines on his face like this. I guess it's from a breathing machine from news reports that I'm hearing. Let's see. Appreciate you guys over on Rumble. Thank you for letting me know it's working. What's up, Jeb? What's up, Shannon? Let's see. What's up, Sind again? What's up, Ghostly Method? I appreciate all of you hooligans. All right, let's get her started.
To what extent has Vladimir Putin been weakened by recent events?
It's hard to tell, but he's clearly losing the war in Iraq. He's losing the war at home. And he has become a bit of a pariah around the world. And it's not just NATO. It's not just the European Union. It's Japan. It's 40 nations.
President Biden, how we
Old Man Walter. He's just lost, living in his own world. It's probably not La La Land. It's probably titled something else. Not quite sure. Snooks, CPAP is for sleep apnea. I see. Yeah, I've seen a couple of videos where people were pointing it out and talking about it. I think that video where Old Man Walter's screaming no at the reporter, I put it up on my shorts on YouTube. I think that's from the same clip. Now I got to go back and watch it and see if I can see the lines on his face and stuff. But I don't know. He's getting up there. It's about time to put him in a home. Let's see. Northeast media should compare his earlobes from day to day. What's really weird is he has one and the other. On one side he has hanging lobes, and on the other side it's attached. If anything, that's confirmation that he's a clone. I don't know. Those skinwalkers, they're getting really realistic nowadays. Snooks, you can't make it onto Rumble. Why? Why can't you get to Rumble? It's like trying to navigate to Egypt or something. I don't understand that way. Why it's so difficult to find me on Rumble. Maybe Rumble's shadow banning me. There you go. There is the link for Rumble. Let's see. Yep, he said he's losing the war in Iraq. It's not good. It's not good. Considering that's not where they are. Thank you for letting me know, too, Ruby Shoes. What's up, Livid Review? Happy freedom. John Boy sleep apnea. Yeah, I've seen a few reporters pointing it out. I didn't even notice it until I'd come across other videos of it. I was trying to get a video that didn't have writing all over the screen and stuff, and reporters were like, you know, what's the straps on his face? And then I found a couple more videos where people were kind of responding to that. I didn't even notice it until someone pointed it out. What's up, Cornish? Happy freedom. It's ball gag marks. See, that makes a lot more sense. He was out there doing some dominatrix stuff. You know, man, Walter, he's into that BDSM. He wants you to strap him down in leather and spank him and tell him he's a naughty boy. He's into that kind of stuff. Let's see. Snooks. Can't pull up Rumble. I put the link right above the post, Snooks. Right above where you posted. What's up, Grateful Ed? Happy freedom. Let's see. Manuel, his mind is stuck in Iraq. Need to look into his family dealings over there. Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much, Astral Hammer, for joining the membership program over on YouTube, and welcome to the family. You're officially a hooligan. I appreciate you, Astral Hammer. Thank you. Ting Ting, Rumble's working for you. Good, glad to hear it. I think we got a heavy delay here. I'm going to see if I can make some changes. I don't know if it'll help or not. We'll see. We'll see. So move on to this next video. It's titled "Protest Erupts in France After Police Shot and Killed a Teenage Boy." There's a brief moment in this video where it shows the officers shooting this teenager through his windshield. Obviously, I can't show that on the live, community guidelines and all that, but I will have the links in the live after we're done. After we're done, I do all the replay stuff on all platforms, by the way, whether you're on Rumble, Odyssey, YouTube, whatever. If you come back to the live after we're done, you'll find all the links from everything we covered. If you want to watch the police shoot through this person's cars, I mean, it's not a whole lot to see. But if you want to watch it, you'll be able to come back and find the link. Watch it for yourself. France has been protesting for forever, but now it's starting to get spicy. It's starting to get to like American level spicy. It's getting up there. All right, let's get her started.
Outrage and unrest exploding in the streets of France. Nationwide protests reached a boiling point last night after police shot and killed a teenage boy during a traffic stop in a Paris suburb. This video shows the stop and the moment a police officer aims his gun at the driver's window. As the car drives forward, the officer shoots. The car crashing just down the road. 17-year-old Nael died from a bullet wound, according to a statement from the prosecutor's office, which also says the officer accused of shooting the teenager is now being held on potential manslaughter charges, though the family is pushing for charges of intentional homicide. Some of the anger may have been sparked by initial reports in French media saying the officers claimed their lives were in danger and that Nael was shot because he refused to stop. But the video circulating on the internet shows he did stop just before being shot at point-blank range. Nael's death triggered these massive protests in cities and towns across the country. Cars set on fire, bus stops destroyed, even a town hall set ablaze. Riot police responded to the disorder by spraying tear gas and arresting over 30 people. The French Interior Minister said 24 police were injured in the chaos. France's President Emmanuel Macron addressed the incident, saying in a tweet, "We share the emotion and grief of young Nael's family and friends. It is up to the justice system to establish the truth and to assign responsibilities." French athletes like superstar Kylian Mbappe and celebrities such as actor Omar Sy also expressed their anger and sadness. Nael's death marks the second police killing during traffic stops in France this year. Last year, 13 people were killed by police in such circumstances, according to a Reuters tally, the most the country has ever seen. And now listen, despite the police investigation and President Macron's comments condemning the incident, French police are already bracing for more protests in the neighborhoods that surround Paris and other major cities. French police are deploying more than 2,000 officers in preparation for what could be another violent night. Ellison?
Matt Bradley, thank you.
Well, they're getting up there. They're getting up there. Starting to have some real riot-like protesting. It's no good. You can see it's not America because the officer who shot the teenager is immediately being charged with manslaughter charges. Like, immediately. He's off. I don't know if he's on paid leave, but he's off the force for now, being charged with a crime. That's the biggest thing that protesters cry about here in America is when something bad happens, the first thing they're usually upset about is that nothing happens to the officer. The officer is either on paid leave or they're not even on leave. They just keep, rolling after they had just shot somebody. So, I mean, that's the biggest difference that I see. Otherwise, we'll see how it goes. They're saying today could be even spicier than yesterday. So, I don't know. Suspicious skies, chaos is breaking out everywhere. Yeah. Thank you so much, Taekwondo, for that $4.99 donation. And I appreciate the support. Thank you. Let's see. Jesse, the French are pissed. Yeah. That's why I said they're kind of having their own George Floyd situation because the teenager, not light-skinned, shot. They were trying to say that the officers tried to stop the vehicle because he had blue red light. He did stop. You can see it in the video. I know you guys probably couldn't see it because I had to take it off the screen because of the firearm. But he did come to a complete stop, but then he went to drive away, and the officer had the pistol pointed to the front of the windshield, right, at the driver's side of the windshield. And as soon as he went to pull off, the officer shot through the windshield. It's very brief. Like I said, if you want to actually see the part I couldn't show you because of YouTube community guidelines, I'll have the link in the description after the live is over. Let's see. CB, yeah, I don't know. People they're at their end. They're at their end. There's not a whole lot more you can push people. Let's see. Guy Dub, aren't the French always pissed, though? I don't know that much about France. Other than no one has guns but the officers. That's all I know. Snooks, the teen was... What is that? Algerian? So I don't know what that is. But he was in France. I know that. What's up, Rasta? Happy freedom. What's up, Impreza? Nah, we just got started. Just got started. What's up, Hillbilly at Heart? Happy freedom. Just reading through the chat here. Ting Ting, any excuse to ramp up some burn, loot, murder? We'll see. I don't know. We're not going to see any of that here for a while. That Canadian smoke has got people hiding in their house. The air quality is poor here in Michigan right now. We're at like a 200. I had to take the Subaru to the shop earlier today. They don't really know what's wrong with my car. They don't know. Something's wrong with the third cylinder. It's misfiring or something. I don't know. I got to take it back on the 11th. Not looking forward to it. Matthew, total annihilation time. Yeah. There's a lot of people saying that we're in the end of times. It feels like it. Definitely feels like it. Jesse, save the French toast. That's probably offensive to somebody. Let's see. Diane, it's a spicy world. It is. And you said it'd be a spicy summer. I still think it will be. What's up, Nikki? Happy freedom. Glad you got it to rumble, Snooks. Hillbilly at Heart, how's it kicking? It's kicking good. It's kicking good and hard. How are you doing, Hillbilly at Heart? Appreciate you being here. Suspicious skies. Your smog filter must be clogged up. Nah. Just breathing it in. Guy Dub, I read that the smoke is impacting... Oh, POC. I couldn't figure out what that was. Yes, I see what you're saying. They're impacting POC more, the most. The smoke is racist. I guess, I was kind of waiting for that to come along to say that the smoke is impacting certain skin colors more than others. It's the racist smoke, white supreme smoke. You knew when you looked outside and saw the smoke was white, you knew that it was going to be racism left and right. They'd hit the streets, but, the smoke's out there. Let's see. Bullseye. Let's all try to be mechanics for Jeff. Yeah. Maybe all of us together brainstorming can figure out what's wrong with my car, because it seems like nobody else can. Impreza. I can't remember what my plugs and wires are. I just had them done. I think they are factory. I believe so. What's up, Soul For Real? We have bad air quality here in Virginia. Yeah, it's weird how it's kind of just taken over the world. Like, I don't understand how Canadians are surviving. If the air is so bad in Wisconsin and Michigan and goes all the way down to Tennessee, I guess, maybe even farther than that now. If it's so bad here, how are Canadians existing? I don't understand. If in certain areas, the quality of air is so bad that it's like the top of the chart. Like, they don't even know how bad it is. It just hits the top of the chart, and it could be beyond it, but the chart only goes to this number. So if you're in Canada, wouldn't you think it'd be like death? It's practically nuclear outside. That's not what I'm hearing. It seems like I'm hearing every country being affected by the smoke except for Canada. Canada's on fire. Canadians are okay. Americans and people in Europe and stuff, stay in your house. Shut your doors and windows. Try not to kick the bucket. They're saying even plants are dying and stuff because of it. So I don't know. Seems weird. Grateful Ed, did you change the timing belt yet? Yes. I've done last March, did the timing belt and head gaskets. And then a few months ago, we did the catalytic converters. And then 2 or 3 weeks ago, I'd serviced the whole vehicle. That's what she said. Spark plugs, all that stuff, filters. I think they even changed the fluid in my transmission. Like I've done everything. What's up, Humpty? Happy Freedom. New debate, fuel pump. I mean, maybe. That's probably the only thing I haven't changed in the car. I don't think I've changed that in that car. William, you missed my milestone chat. I think so. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you so much, William, for continuing the membership program for 9 months. You're officially a hooligan. And I appreciate you. Thank you, William. You're awesome. Let's see. Matthew's a diesel? No, it's a little Subaru car. If I put anything more than unleaded in it, it'll kick the bucket. Hillbilly Heart is shooting pool races. You got the white cue ball. I mean, it might be. Jax, they think the coil is going bad. They're talking about fixing it on their own dime, though. They want me to bring my car back on the 11th, and they're just going to pull it all apart and see what's wrong. I'm like, I don't know. Faber J, did you check the blinker fluid? I was going to pick some up, but I wasn't sure I was even going to make it to the shop today. I was only able to go 35 on a 55 all the way to the shop. Couldn't stop for that blinker fluid. I asked them, though. They didn't think it was funny. Let's read through the chat real quick. What's up, Jamie? Happy Freedom. Appreciate you being here. Matthew, I don't know. I don't know what all it is. What's up, Captain Seamus? Happy Freedom. Supra 420 is cats. But if you recently replaced the cats, it's probably the O2 sensor. Yeah, we're going to figure it out. What's up, Dana? Happy Freedom. Yeah, Matthew, we'll get it figured out. They're talking about holding on to my car for a few days, so we'll see. It sucks because I've waited all week without a car just to take it there today and have them basically do nothing. And then I got to wait till the 11th, which is 2 weeks away, for them to then keep my car for a week. I don't know. You'll know when I'm live and I'm down 50 pounds because I can't leave the house and buy food. You'll know. You'll see me hurting. I'll still be live, though. Parabellum, because smoke rises before it comes down, so Canada is safe. Well, that's not fair. That racist smoke. What's up, Mr. Beans of Beans? Happy Freedom. Thank you for the bits. You're awesome, Mr. Beans of Beans. Two ruby shoes. Usually the strap marks disappear when you shower. Biden may not shower. Yuck. I don't want to think of that. You know his rear end is all grimy. Let's see. Thank you so much, Livid Review, for the $25 donation on Odyssey. I appreciate you, Livid Review. Thank you. If it's the coil on your third cylinder, it could be an easy fix. You can do it yourself. I'll have to look into it. They identified it. They said that's what it is. They replaced the spark plug, and they said I should be good for the next week or so if I have to get groceries or whatever. But when I drove it home, it was chugging and stuff, so I don't know. Astral Hammer, when's the live show in the garage with all the hooligans in your car? When I get a garage. When I can work on the car. We'll have to tone the swearing down, but you know, that shop talk, it gets out there. There's not much you can do about it. What's up, Cassandra? Happy Freedom. Appreciate you being here. We're going to move on to this next video. It's titled, "We Owe It to the American Public." Owe it to the American public. Not the American people, but the American public. Earl somebody calls for national decriminalization of cannabis. I think this is what got the live demonetized, is because the title says cannabis. Oh, the big scary cannabis.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Oregon seek recognition?
Prostitute.
Gentleman's recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 50 years ago this week, Oregon became the first state to decriminalize cannabis. I was honored to be a part of that process. It's time for the federal government to catch up. We owe it to the generations of Black Americans targeted by the failed war on drugs. We owe it to our veterans with their wounds seen and unseen. We owe it to thousands of workers and their employers who failed drug tests every day because they used state legal cannabis weeks before. We owe it to the large and growing cannabis industry whose employees are targets for violent robbery because we deny them bank accounts. We owe it to the American public who are not waiting for the federal government. We need that framework to tax and regulate cannabis. On the anniversary of Oregon's historic step to decriminalize cannabis, it's past time for the federal government to be a real partner and not a roadblock on the path forward.
Well, we got an open border, got Bidenflation, food's trying to kill you, the school's trying to make your kids rainbow cadets. Let's legalize weed. Why not? Let's just focus on that. And you know they'll probably pass it because they based it on skin color. They're saying arresting people for smoking weed is racist. It's racist somehow. So, yeah, that's a thing. I don't know. I think they're just submitting stuff. We'll see if they actually pass it or not. I don't know what it's even going to matter. Most people who want to smoke weed whether it's legal or not. I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal, and it's definitely not that high on the priority list. Let's see. Unpredictable Tony. Legal or not, I am smoking it. Exactly. Exactly. I remember when Michigan became legal for medical marijuana. Now it's legal for medicinal. So if you're 21 or older, you can go into the dispensaries and blow all your money on weed. But I remember when it first became medically legal, there was a lot of people that didn't even care. They could sign up to get a weed card. It was like $300 a year or something like that. Most people are like, why even do it? I've been smoking for 20 years. I'm going to go pay $300 to the government so they can give me a plastic card saying I'm allowed to smoke? Nah, I'm good. And then it went totally legal for medicinal purposes. So then everybody that's been paying $300 a year for a weed card didn't feel so special anymore because now you just have to be 21 or older. They still try to push the weed card, but I don't know why anybody would pay $300 a year to have a piece of plastic when all you really need is to be 21 or older. And that's just if you want to do it legally. You could just do it illegally and save your money. I don't know. I just don't think it's that high on the priority list. Goes, if I get hurt on the job, I'm effed. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. When I worked at the factory where we made car parts for all kinds of vehicles, we made car parts for GM, Honda, Chrysler. There's a few of them, Jeep. Well, that's also Chrysler. There was a lot of people that were worrying about that stuff because every once in a while somebody'd get crimped in the machine and kick the bucket, or they'd become paralyzed, or they'd rip their fingers off, or whatever would happen. And you'd be sitting there trying to hold this person who's suffering from an emergency, and they're like, yo, they're going to drug test me. And it's like, yeah, but you're missing 3 fingers, dude. like you shouldn't be worried about that. But it does matter because it could be something like you're at work and you sneeze and throw your back out. Now you need to go to the doctor so you have reason to be on restrictions so you can't lift heavy things and stuff. But in order to get workman's comp and all that for a lot of factories and whatnot, you're going to be drug tested. And you drop dirty for weed, you're done. You're done. And then you're out of work because you can't work because you're injured. So I understand how difficult that could be. Destiny Gal, government makes big bucks off of taxes for weed. Yep. Yes, they do. When Colorado went legal, They were talking about it's like $200 million in taxes or something the government had made just that 1 year. And they were trying to push other states to legalize weed because of that, because of all the tax incentives and whatnot. But without it being federally legal, you can't have bank accounts in the business name. There's a lot of things you can't do because federally it's illegal. Like where I live is considered federal property because there's people here that are on Section 8 or whatever, like it's subsidized housing, because everything in the area is subsidized housing unless you own it. And so even though I'm in a legal state where you only got to be 21 or older to smoke weed, you can have it, like you can just have it in your pocket. You can have 2 ounces of weed right in your pocket and drive down the street. You get pulled over, nothing. No ticket, no charges, nothing like that. But if you pull into my parking lot, you'll do 20 years in prison because it's also a school zone. So you'll do 10 years for breaking federal laws for having drugs on federal property, and then it's doubled because it's a school zone. So anybody who wants to do 20 years in prison over weed, you just come hang out at my house. That's how ridiculous the laws are. And I mean, that kind of stuff is why it would benefit for federal legalization. Or it's not even legalization, it's decriminalization. But still, I think the border is more important. I think fixing schools is more important. I think keeping kids safe from surgery and other health practices that change your kid to being another being and all that, turning your kid into a shapeshifter and all that. I think that stuff is higher on the priority list than worried about goofy weed laws. That's just my opinion, though. Let's see. Gregory, open borders is a good thing, cheap labor, but I won't have a job. Nah, I don't know. The only thing I keep seeing is for people that are okay with the border being wide open is when people are saying that the people coming across the border crossers, are willing to do the labor intensive jobs that Americans aren't willing to do. And that's a reason to justify them coming across the border illegally. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I live in an area that's full of farms, and there is migrant workers, and they do, a lot of those jobs and stuff. But I know Americans, they go out there and work with them. I've been one of them. Go out there in the field and make $15 an hour planting asparagus and stuff like that. I've done that. I've been there with them. It's not like Americans aren't willing to do it. But then when you hear the politicians talk like that, their racism starts coming out hardcore. They're just like, well, we need somebody to go out there and do that. And like, what do you mean? We got all these Americans that need work. We got all these Americans that are homeless. We got veterans that are homeless. We got people that need mental health help and stuff like that. But no, let's worry about people who want to come across that border illegally and give them free stuff because maybe one day they'll go out in the field and work. Like, what? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Captain Seamus, that's BS. Americans will work. That's what I feel too. I feel the same way. I think it's just the big politicians push it because they lost the Civil War and they want to get back to their roots. That's what I think it is, because that's how they talk. Let's see. Suspicious skies. Of course, drinking is legal. It creates many diseases, which keeps pharma busy. That's true. That's true. What's up, hair juicer? Happy freedom. Blue moon. I have nothing against caffeine. I just use it to show how unfair the laws are against weed. Yeah. There's a lot of laws that are old, outdated. That whole war on drugs thing was nonsense. And then they had that movie that I can't ever think of the name of, where it was just a propaganda movie talking about how weed is, I don't know, makes you out of your mind and whatever. And I can't think of what that movie is, but it made people afraid of weed. And then they turn around and sold it as weed is the gateway drug. I don't think if weed was the gateway drug, then it may have been, but it's not now. I think the gateway drug right now is you going to the doctor for every little problem you have. You feel anxious, you feel tired, you feel feelings. You go to the doctor, they give you a pill, they fix your feelings. Well, then you have more problems. You need more pills to fix your problems. The next thing you know, you can't afford your medication that you've tricked yourself into thinking you need. And now you're out there on your knees giving service so you can get a little bit of that fentanyl to solve that craving, because you're craving opiates, because you're getting it straight from the doc until you can't afford it. Reefer madness, yes, thank you. Yeah, it's messed up. I think pharmaceuticals are the gateway drug, not weed. What's up, Shanti? Happy freedom. Jason, so George Washington talking about smoking weed. Yeah, I've heard that before. There's a dispensary in Manistee, and I think they have a picture of George Washington smoking weed. It's one of the presidents. I can't remember. I don't think it's legit. I think it's some Photoshop nonsense, but I've seen it. High Plains Drifter, marijuana is the gateway to Taco Bell. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Let's see. Gregor, I was trying to be controversial. Yeah, no worries. You guys noticed that troll didn't come back. I didn't ban him. Oh, squiggly line. His name was Reefer. He didn't come. Maybe he'll join us a little later. What's up, Kethica? Happy freedom. I'm doing all right. How are you doing? Mr. Beansy Beans, let's get stoned. No, we got work to do. Maybe later. Livid Review, Missouri legalized it, but you got to register $100 to grow at home. Wow. I haven't heard that. In Michigan, you can grow 12 plants. You can have any amount of stems, seeds, stalks. You can have concentrates. You can have edibles. You can have up to 2.5 ounces of weed on your person. And same thing in your grow room. You can't have more than 2.5 ounces of dry, ready-to-use cannabis at a time. But there's no signing up. You just got to be 21 or older. I don't think you can live in a school zone, though. I think if you live in a school zone, you can't grow. But otherwise, there's not really any regulation. Let's see. Just reading through the chat really quick. Cassandra, JFK once said a single joint does more damage than surviving the nuclear bomb. What? That's crazy. I'd like to find some more information on that. Let's see. Donna Sparks, one day AIs will take everyone's job unless qualified to help build or control AI is just a thought. Yeah, that's what they always say in the factories, is that if you guys keep slacking off, eventually they'll just replace you with robots. But if you go get trained to service robots, you'll still have a job. And so that's what they always told us when I was in the factory. They're like, you guys can go ahead and keep being lazy. We'll replace you with robots. If you don't get an education to fix the robots, you'll be out of a job. I'm like, well, that's incentive. Thanks so much, Snooks, for gifting 10 memberships over on YouTube. I appreciate everything you do, Snooks. Thank you. Let's see. John, I'm trying to decipher your comment. I assume you're trying to say vote now while you're high. That's how we ended up with Old Man Walter. I don't know. Somebody was out there huffing a bag of dog crap, and they were like, you know what? I think I'm going blue team this year. All right, we're going to move on to this next video. These next two videos are kind of connected. The first one is just talking about how the Supreme Court ended affirmative action, which I didn't even know what that is. It's still kind of hard to understand what exactly it is because of the way it's worded. But we're going to watch a little bit of that, and then afterwards we have a video where police are responding to a suspicious package outside of the Supreme Court, which I don't know. I don't know if it's actually true or if it was a way to prevent protesters from showing up to be upset about the Supreme Court's ruling. I gotta skip ahead a little bit. I'm not gonna watch this whole video because it's a lot of talking. Just a whole bunch of talking but not actually saying anything. So we're going to cut that out and we're going straight for the meat and potatoes. All right, let's get it.
It's really interesting, Sean and Emma, that this landed today. We had expected there would be another decision day tomorrow on Friday, and this is typically how the Supreme Court behaves. They save these major blockbuster cases until the last minute, until that last decision day. So again, breaking down this ruling, an unprecedented end to affirmative action by the Supreme Court, as you mentioned, a majority of justices ruling that it is unconstitutional. Let's recap for our viewers what those cases are. This is Students for Fair Admissions that brought this case against the University of North Carolina and Harvard University. So in other words, they're representing the public and the private sector of education. And essentially what Harvard did was they said that Harvard violated Title VI of the Civil Rights Act, which prevents federal funding from being used to discriminate based on race. They have said in their case that Asian American applicants are less likely to be admitted than white, Hispanic, and Black applicants. Going back to this, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, she had vowed during her confirmation hearings here on Capitol Hill to recuse herself from that case because she sat as a board member at Harvard University. Now, Students for Fair Admissions, again, looking at the case of North Carolina, they were saying that it violated the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause by using race as a factor in its admissions progress. The group has said that the program isn't needed for campus diversity, but of course, opponents of all of this said that removing affirmative action would make campuses less diverse. So essentially what the justices have said here is colleges cannot use race for admission. It violates the Equal Protection Clause. And again, they're essentially saying, as they do in all of these cases, they're ruling that this is unconstitutional. But this was certainly unprecedented in some ways. Sean and Emma, this is what analysts predicted the justices may do when it came to this case. But to see it here in black and white ink is really, truly historic. And again, two of these cases, both brought by Students for Fair Admissions, victories on both.
Yeah, and just looking through here and some of the reports, LA Times and others confirming it for the North Carolina case, it was 6-3, and the one that was recused by Ketanji Jackson Brown was 6-2 in the Harvard case. But what that points out is obviously the conservative-leaning justices have leaned towards ending, again, race being a qualifying factor to be admitted into colleges. This had to do with UNC and Harvard, as Kilmeny was so nicely pointing out, to be able to understand this. Again, affirmative action officially here, again, ending there, finding it unconstitutional and violating the 14th Amendment. Kilmeny, really quickly before we go, we're getting some word that this may be the last opinion that we would get today, or ruling from the Supreme Court. Have you heard anything on that?
Yeah, Sean, I believe that they have wrapped up their decisions for today. But of course, Friday will be an additional opinion day, and we continue to watch for a couple major cases. One, of course, involves Biden's student loan debt. You have, in that case, Biden versus Nebraska, where you have 6 Republican state legislatures that they say the Biden administration's use of the HEROES Act, which is a post 9/11 law allowing the Secretary of Education to respond to a national emergency by waiving or alleviating student loan debt. They're essentially saying here you can't do that. Then there's a separate case we're also watching where you have 2 individuals that have student loan debt that are arguing that they can't take advantage of the program. In other words, that's not fair. So we could likely expect that to drop tomorrow, as well as one other case having to do with whether this web designer based in Colorado has to cater to same-sex couples on her website, whether she's violating a state law in Colorado that's saying that you're discriminating based on someone's gender or sexual orientation. So they're not done yet. There's still a few, but they are done for the day.
Right. Okay, great point. Major ones tomorrow as well. But again, a major blockbuster, announcement coming in today, again, ending essentially affirmative action for college admission process. You cannot use race in the admissions process, according to the Supreme Court. That just came in. Kilmany Dukart reporting from the Capitol on that breaking news. Kilmany, thank you.
Well, as you could hear from the guy, he's just like, there's like 4 or 6 minutes of him doing that in the whole beginning of the video. So that's why we just cut that out, because he wasn't saying a whole lot of anything. But as you can see, tomorrow we're going to have more decisions from the Supreme Court, potentially about student loans and all of that. I owe $42,000 in student loan debt. I'm interested to know what all they say. I don't want free money. I knew what I signed up for. I am paying my student loans off as much as I can. It's $200 a month I got to spend, but I'm waiting to see when the payments restart, and they don't know until they get past this point. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. More decisions by the Supreme Court. Let's see. Be a blessing. So what was the suspicious package? I'm not sure yet. We're going to play that video in a second. They don't tell you what it is. They don't even show it to you. It's more of just seeing the evacuation. But we'll see. We'll see. So I keep telling you guys, be a part of Gilded. Like, Gilded has all the news that we are not able to cover on here, and as well as updates, you know, live and stuff. Hooligans are hungry for news, so a lot of times you'll see a bunch of people dropping news links, especially Who Through. So make sure you guys are a part of Gilded. Girth, it was a case of Bud Light. That was a suspicious package. Right. What's up, Slide Dog? Happy freedom. Ghost, you're in the same boat. Yeah. We'll see. I think they're going to strike down the student loan thing. I think that's what's going to happen. They're saying it's unconstitutional. I don't think it's fair to everyone that paid off their student loans. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. The whole affirmative action thing. Listen to the way that sounds. Affirmative action. That sounds like something serious. They should have just said, judging you based on skin color. That's what it should be called. But they do all this lingo gymnastics, so you don't even know what you're supporting or not supporting. What's up, Sandra? Happy freedom. You didn't get the notification for the live. That's the algorithm. That's why I tell you guys, you got to be a part of Gilded or Telegram or Discord or something where you're going to get the notification. If you're a part of jeffmaclive.com, I send out those notifications as well. If you guys are a part of jeffmaclive.com, make sure your notifications are turned on, because you will get notifications just like if it was an app. It's just a website, but I have certain code in there that will send your phone notifications just like it's an app, as long as you're signed in. Let's see. Griff. It's been ruled unconstitutional so far. Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. Yeah. Well, you're spending taxpayers' money on specific individuals' student loan debt. It's their debt. They signed up for it. It's not like you don't know what you're signing up for. It takes a lot to sign up for student loans in general. I can't remember what it is. FAFSA or whatever, financial aid. It takes a lot to sign up for that stuff, and it takes a few days for them to get back to you. And then when they do get back to you with a little bit of money, they make you sign all this paperwork. You know what you're getting yourself into when you sign up for student loans. And so I don't know what exactly they're going to be arguing about how to pass this. The only thing I can think of is bringing race into it. And legitimately, there's no racial thing about it. But just because of the way that politics works, they're going to say that people who are not light-skinned have a harder time paying it off than anybody else. And if they say that, it may pass. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll go with Daniel. I don't know the difference between Daniel and Danielle. Either way, you're saying no to loan forgiveness. Yeah, I don't know the only people I know that want it are people who don't want to pay off their own student loans. That's all I know. When this stuff first came up, there was a lot of eyeballs on me. They were like, are you going to take it? You going to take that free money? I'm like, no, I'm not going to sign up for it. I mean, if I just woke up one day and my not my bank account, but my student loans were wiped, what can I do about it? But as far as signing up to go have that, no, I'm not going to do that. It's my debt. Let's see, just reading through the chat before we move on to the next video. Griff, weed is only psychologically addictive. Yeah, I think weed can be emotionally addictive. I don't think it's addictive like other things, but I think emotionally you can become dependent on marijuana. I believe so. I mean, I come from a family that's been smoking weed forever, their whole lives. I smoked weed for a really long time. I don't now because I live on federal property. Plus, I think it makes me a little slow. I'm more assertive and edgy without it. I'm better at my job without it. But I'm not against it, but I notice a difference. My brain on weed versus my brain not. And it's not just like smoking. I mean, even going 2 weeks without it, I can notice changes on a daily basis. And it seems like 3 weeks without it, I start becoming more willing to do stuff, more assertive, more direct, more energetic on getting up and getting stuff done. I become a lot snappier and stuff, but if stuff goes wrong, I have a full nuclear meltdown, and it's not good. So, I mean, you gotta weigh it. You gotta weigh it. But I think that weed can be emotionally addictive to a certain degree. Hillbilly at heart, my brain surgeon told me it was easier to buy weed on the street and the smoke is better and safer if you get it on the street, but that was 35 years ago. Yeah, now a lot of stuff is being laced and whatnot because weed's not directly addictive. So people who deal weed, a lot of times your customers come and go, whereas if you're selling crack or cocaine or something like that, your customers are coming back because they're addicted. You're killing your customers and they need it. They have a need for it now because they're addicted. So a lot of people think they're being smart and real clever. They'll try and lace it. And that way you're addicted, but you don't even know why you're addicted because you're like, I'm smoking weed. What am I addicted to? You're addicted to the stuff that's laced in it. I think that's why the government wants to get their hands on it too, is so they can engineer it to be one way or another. Plus the tax. They'll have full control over it one day. I've been hearing for years, probably decades, that Marlboro has weed fields. You know, like the cigarettes, Marlboro Reds or whatever. I've been hearing for decades that they got weed fields just waiting for federal legalization so they can take over the market. Donna, it's safer at a dispensary. I mean, it is in the respect of having laced weed. Yeah, it's safer at a dispensary, but it's not like toxin free or anything like that. When they send it to those labs, that stuff is a scam, and they have a big problem with it here in Michigan. They'll have a lab, they'll take their weed and they'll send it to 3 labs to get tested for percentage of THC. And even though it's the same plant and they send it to 3 different labs, they'll get different results between the 3 labs, even though it's the same plant. Like it's the same, you have one plant, you cut it into 3 pieces, send it to 3 different labs, and they come out with different results from each other. Like, how does that work? It's because the science isn't absolute with the way that they do that. And so what happens is the lab that makes your percentage the highest, so therefore you can sell it for more because you can say it's more potent, everybody will use that lab. And so now the government's catching on and they're busting these labs that are fudging these numbers to try and get all the local dispensaries to come send their weed through them because they have to pay for the service and stuff. And that way the lab is making money by boosting numbers. The dispensaries are benefiting from it because now they got dank weed and everybody loves going to them to get the high percentage weed and pay top dollar for it. It's like corruption. Everything's corruption. Everything's corrupted from the government to the teachers to the damn dispensaries. You can't even smoke a joint in peace. That's all right. That's all right. At least we still got each other, right? At least we got coffee. Faded. F those dispensaries. Yeah. Let's see. Ghost. Pennsylvania has good prices. Virginia doesn't. What is good prices? Griff. $100 an ounce. In Colorado, I think it's only like it's somewhere between $60 and $80 here at the dispensary. The weed is so cheap here that people who used to grow don't even grow anymore. They just go to the dispensary because it's cheaper. They cannot compete with the dispensaries. Hillbilly at heart, the labs put additives in the weed. I believe it. crazy. Better grow and cure your own medicine. That's the best way, you know. That's here you can get a license to become a dispensary or a grow op where you can grow like up to 500 plants and stuff. You got to pay $10,000 to Michigan as a non-refundable fee for the application, and then you get a license to grow. But if you're just doing your own thing and you don't want to deal with others and be suspicious of what you're receiving, you can just do it the old-fashioned way. Just grow it at your house. What's up, Lisa? I'm doing good. How are you doing? Let's see. Tree herder, $1,200 for a pound of oil. What are you gonna do with a pound of oil? You're gonna have reefer madness for real. I don't know. Unpredictable street prices here is $80 a quarter. Dispensaries is $48. Yeah, you can get a quarter for $20 here or something like that. Oh yeah? Everybody can hear you. Yeah, they can hear how you talk bad to me and say racist stuff. Yeah, they can hear it. Yeah, you're telling on yourself right now, buddy. Now they know that you abused me off camera. I'm a battered spouse. My son, Klaus Daniels here, he beats me when I'm not around. I'm surprised that's not how Hunter and old man Walter get down. Maybe it is. Hunter's like, get in line, old man. Don't make me straighten you out again. I would not be surprised at all. Those Bidens are corrupt. Hillbilly at heart, smoke weed and grow breasts. I don't know. What kind of additives do they got in the weed? Like, man, this weed's really good, but I'm growing tits. I'm like, no, I don't know. Shanti, Klaus needs his weed nip. I don't know, something. Every once in a while, I'll take a box. Usually Donna Sparks will send me something. I'm like, start to trash the box, and Klaus was like, hey, what are you doing with that box? So I'll lay it down, and I'll open it up, and I'll dump catnip in it. He treats it like a jacuzzi. He goes diving into the box. He'll spend half the day in there. Yeah. Klaus Daniels, he's spoiled. Donna Sparks spoils him. She sent him this. I haven't opened it yet because he's still tearing into that little ducky. He loves that little ducky thing. Maybe I should grab that. But she sent him this. It's a cat football, and I guess that little ball thing right here, just right there, just goes wobbling across the floor. He'll be going ham after this. He's got this little duck, and he's such a big cat. I feel bad for the little ducky. Carries it around with him. The duck's his emotional support animal. It's something else. Klaus has his own channel. I need to actually upload some content to it, but he is hilarious. MD Run, legalize catnip. I'm saying. The cops are so edgy around here. I wonder if people get stopped with catnip and get harassed. Because how would the cops know? Cops don't care. It's not like the cops going to give it a try. They're not going to sniff it. They're going to see that, and they're going to be like, you got weed. You're driving high. We're taking your kids away for child endangerment. Taser. Like, I don't know. Stay indoors where it's safe. That's all I can suggest. Thank you so much, Pumpkin, for joining the membership program over on Rumble. And welcome to the family. You're officially a hooligan. And I appreciate you, Pumpkin. Thank you. You guys. All right. That's enough weed talk, hooligans. Calm down. We got one more to do here. This is from Twitter. I seen Who3 post this in Gilded right before I went live, so I figured we'd throw it out here. I want to say, well, actually, I'll get the timestamp. All right, so this was at 12:50, so 2 hours ago. Just about 2 minutes from now, it'll be 2 hours ago. Breaking: police responding to a suspicious package outside the U.S. Supreme Court. Evacuation underway. Everybody in the comments is cracking me up. I'm trying to see if they figured out what it is. Nah. We'll figure it out and we'll post it in Gilded. Either way, I'm going to show you this video. Hold up. Alright, so this is the evacuation outside the Supreme Court 2 hours ago.
Hey guys, everyone can push that way. Push that way. Everybody.
Doesn't really look like any of these people are protesters.
You're getting pushed off. You gotta go. Everything says go.
Okay.
Hey guys, everyone can push that way.
Alright. That's just the video looping. Like I said, not a whole lot to see. I haven't figured out any information on what exactly the suspicious package was. But like I said before, I think it could be just a strategy to prevent protesters from showing up. They're like, oh, the area is restricted, all in front of the Supreme Court. We're going to have to cut this area off and review footage and all this stuff. So while we're doing that, don't come here and start screaming and yelling about how you can't be racist. I don't know. We'll see. Salty Ragu, is it a box of donuts? You deserve a box of donuts. It's your birthday. Let's see. Hillbilly Heart's a bag of catnip. Could have been. Let's see. Oh, Grow, you think you're funny. You think you're funny. Edward, if you grow tits, you'd never get a girlfriend. I wouldn't need one. I'm just kidding. Now everybody's mad, and I'm going to have 50 people unsubscribe. Edward, you get me in all this trouble. Lisa, what's the name of his channel? Whose channel? Oh, Klaus Daniels? It's on the link tree. Let me grab that link for you. The famous Klaus Daniels. He'd be upset if he realized I couldn't spell his name. There we go. There's the link. Mark, I don't know what a kilo is. I don't either. I don't mess with that stuff. I've never done anything other than weed and booms. That's it. Look at everybody laughing in the chat. You guys laughing at me? MAGA Tsunami. It's Antifa crap in a bag. Looks just like anthrax and fentanyl. Probably. We'll see. We'll see what it is, what the suspicious package is. It's probably already in Gilded. The hooligans are on top of it. Mark, it's somebody's lunch. Could be. Saltragu, it's Hunter's ordered crack. Yep. This package came in. Here, Juicer, an intern ordered Grubhub and now everyone is getting sent home. I would believe it. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it at all. Like, not at all. Saltragu is the Molly Ranchers from Judge Pickles. I wish we could get some more Judge Pickles action. He's awesome. Don't you get brazen with me. What's up, Robert Jr.? Happy freedom. Gregory, life sucks, then you kick the bucket. I'm okay with that. So you gotta try and be happy. You'll never be wealthier than being happy. I think when it's your time to go, it'll be easier to go if you live a happy life. That's what I think. I spent a lot of time with my grandpa before he kicked the bucket. And he used to always try and tell me about responsibilities and whatnot. I'd be like, you know, one day they're going to call my number. I'd be like, Grandpa, I don't want to hear that. Don't tell me you're going to outlive me. I don't want to hear that. He's like 92. Super smart. He only had a 7th grade education, but he grew up in a time to where that's really all you needed. He served Merchant Marines. He was a boxer in the Marines for a while. Owned like 3 or 4 businesses. Kicked the bucket as a millionaire, which nobody really knew that. Just me, because we're having guy talk, you know, hanging out, me and Grandpa. And he used to tell me all the time, like, I'd be upset. I used to be so upset. I used to be a rageaholic when I was about 15, 16 years old. Just couldn't help it. Just an angry young person. And he used to always tell me, like, I don't know why you care so much. And I'd be caring about stupid things, people bullying me at school, not having the coolest shoes, not, you know, one thing or another, dumb stuff that teenagers worry about. He used to always tell me about, you know, do stuff for you. Be happy about you. No one else is going to make you happy. You got to make yourself happy. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Go be happy. And that's how he lived his life. He was divorced and lived alone. He had a house in Florida, had a house in Niles, had a house in Hamlin out in Ludington. Like I said, owned businesses and all that stuff. And when he passed away, he owned tons of stuff. But what he cared about was things going his way. And it wasn't in a selfish kind of way. It was in a this makes him happy kind of way. And when it came down to the last year he was around, that's all that mattered. He was like, I have this because this makes me happy. I do things this way because it makes me happy. And I'm like, Grandpa, but what about everybody else? He's like, it's mine. What do I care about everybody else? And I'm like, I guess. And he wasn't sickly or anything like that. He just died of old age. You know, it happened. He had an aneurysm or something like that, and that's what ended up getting him. But after he passed, and I see how everybody reacted versus how he was about everything, he was quiet and calm and calculated and wise, and it took a lot to get him stirred up. But then I look at everybody down in Niles and stuff, where a lot of my other family lives, and they're loud and passionate and screaming and squawking about everything. He's like, you know, you don't have to be like that. You can just worry about yourself. And then I see the difference between how life is lived now that it's been some years. My grandpa passed away like 5-6 years ago. And I feel the same way. You'll never be wealthier than being happy. My grandpa cared way more about feeding us a cheeseburger when we were hungry because that made him happy, way more than having $2 million in investments. Never talked about money. He just talked about being healthy and being happy. And that's all he cared about. And like I said, nobody even knew he had money in the bank. I mean, he looked well off. He had clean clothes and a nice truck and some property and stuff like that. But nobody knew how well off he was other than me. And he just, year after year, poured that into me. And now I do that to you guys. You know, when you have time, go play. Go do something you enjoy. Hang out with your kids, because making $1 is important. It's real important to the government. But you'll never be wealthier than being happy. You got to do stuff for you. Make sure you're happy, because one day God's going to call your number. And whether you're ready or not, it's going to be time to go. You ain't going to be thinking about that money. You're not going to be like, well, you know, if I'd have made a couple extra bucks, I'd have been all right. Nah, you got to worry about being happy. Do things you love. Love yourself. We've been taught to be like, that selfish is bad. But you'll never be happy if you don't love yourself. Now, you don't have to cut everybody else off and be a selfish asshole, but you gotta look at yourself a little bit in order to be happy. You gotta analyze yourself. What's it gonna take for you to be happy? And then go achieve those goals. To me, that's what matters in life. Anyways, that's my TED Talk. I don't know why I do that. That's probably why everybody unsubscribes. That's all right. I think it's important. I think it's important that you guys need to know. You got to care about yourself. I care about you guys. Well, that's all the coffee I have for you guys today. I appreciate all of you. I'm going to drop these links in the chat really quick. We're going to do the spiel deal, and we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we're going to wrap this up. Shanti, can't take it with you when you go. It's true. It's true. Relic, do a video on what you're talking about. Maybe I'll just cut this live. Like, I'll cut this bit of the live out. If you guys think it's worth focusing in on. But yeah, you can't take it with you. And I don't know. I think I could picture more people on their deathbed saying sorry for all the things that they didn't get a chance to do. For all the people they affected in a negative way and stuff like that. Way more than people who say, you know, I lived life to the fullest. I did the most, and I'm ready to go when it's time to go. And, I mean, you never know, you know. Any of us could kick the bucket at any moment. You'd be struck by lightning. You'd be struck by old man Walter. You never know. Flying comets and UFO take you right out. You never know. You guys make time for you and make sure you're happy. Do what makes you happy. All right, hooligans, I dropped the links in the chat. When you get a second, go over to the link tree. I got everything on the link tree. So scroll down and go find Gilded. Gilded is free and currently the best way to receive notifications for when and where we go live. Every time we go live. There's a news board on Gilded to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. And there's a ton of hooligans in there to hang out with. that are chatting around the clock. So definitely go join Gilded. Also, on the link tree, you can find links to the merch store if you'd like to grab some merch. We have shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs, and a bunch of other specialty items. Everything is displayed in black and white or white and black, but if you find something you like, just click on that item to see all the different colors that the item comes in. I am still working on shirt designs, by the way. I have a bunch of new designs I'm trying to come out with, but I'm trying to be a little bit more clever with how we make the designs, and it's taken some time to learn some new software, but we will have some new designs coming out shortly. Also on the link tree, you can find links for PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Stripe, Zelle, Buy Me a Coffee, and Locals if you'd like to help support what I do. There's also a link to the Amazon wish list if you would like to send me stuff. It's really easy to use. Anything you purchase directly from the wish list will be sent straight to me without having to send emails, find addresses, or keep track of tracking numbers. It's really simple. And then finally, we have links for the membership programs. You can get memberships for YouTube, Gilded, Discord, Odyssey, Rumble, and Twitch. And at the top of the link tree there, let's scroll up. Right there at the top of the link tree, you can find the link to get a free week membership over on jeffmaclive.com. There's no strings attached. You're not going to be charged or anything like that. But with a membership, you will have access to your own profile for our private social media area. You'll have access to our group chats and group pages. You'll have access to our live streaming area with the built-in chat, and you'll have access to our advanced messaging system with the ability to text, call, video call, group text, group call, group video call, and the ability to upload all versions of digital media, so MP3s, MP4s, digital documents, slideshows, anything and everything can be shared through the messaging system or uploaded to your profile over on jeffmaclive.com. If you want to share information with others or just show off how cool you are welcome to do so. jeffmaclive.com is the home of the Hooligans, so go join up now. All right, Hooligans, you know what time it is. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we did the thing. I'm going to read through the chat really quick, make sure everybody is good to go, and we're going to wrap this up. We will be live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time over on JeffMAC Gaming if you want to come hang out and play Fallout New Vegas with us. It's kind of like watching a movie. It's kind of like playing in a movie. It's just for funs. It's just for funsies. Just to hang out and have, some social time that doesn't involve politics. We might crack a joke here or there, but it's a good time. If you would like to try that, I'll share it on the channel over at JeffMAC Gaming. You can also find it on the link tree if you want to hang out with us. Otherwise, if you're only here for the news, we will be doing another Coffee with Hooligans tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Hopefully I see all of you guys here. Let's see. Bobby, only one more day of Pride Month. Only one more day of Men's Mental Health Month. I appreciate you guys all being here. What's up, Sam? Happy freedom. Let's see. You guys are all awesome. Well, we'll see. We'll see about cutting the section out of the live so others can hear it. Matthew, feel depressed. It's hard to beat being depressed. Sometimes you could be lacking in I think it's vitamin D. If you take vitamin D, it can help a lot. If you're low on those levels, it can make you depressed, and then it's hard to get out of that slump. Maybe having friends trying to help you go do stuff. Friends are like, hey, come with us to the park. Hey, run with me to the gas station. You're like, I don't feel like doing that. Do it. It will help you. Being shoved out of your comfort zone is one way to really beat depression. You don't have time to be depressed when you're being miserable, going to do stuff. Go hang out with your mother-in-law for a day. Do stuff like that. I know it sounds counterproductive, but you got to knock yourself out of the comfort zone. The comfort zone is where you have the time to be depressed. And so if you can, kind of like being stuck in the snow and you got to rock the car back and forth to get out of the slump, you got to do the same thing to beat depression. I know, because I get depressed all the time. We cover this news, and I have a lot of stuff I have to keep track of, and then people are really harsh when things get messed up, and it wasn't my fault or it happened unintentionally, and that makes me depressed because I try really hard to do a good job for you guys. And so I know what it's like to be depressed and feel like you have the whole world weighing you down. But sometimes what breaks the cycle for me is, one, doing things for me. Taking time off when I need to take time off because I just can't put another step in front of the last one. Taking time off to go and do something, go outside, go talk to people even when I don't feel like talking, hanging out with people that want to hang out even though I don't feel like it, and just knocking myself out of that comfort zone because it's too hard to focus on being depressed. So you go out there, you do that stuff, you come back and you're like, well, normally I'm sleeping at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or I'm taking naps through the day, or I haven't been eating, or I'm smoking my whole bag of weed in a day, or whatever you may be doing to cope with depression. If you leave the house for a while and you do a whole bunch of stuff you really don't want to do, but your friends want you to be there, your family wants you to be there, and you're just like, I guess. When you come back to the house, you're not going to want to lay in bed anymore. You're not going to want to do that. You just were so active against your will that they pull you out of that depression. And I mean, maybe that doesn't sound like good advice, but that's what helps get me out of the hole is just go outside and be around other people, even though I totally don't want to. The whole time I'm just bitching and complaining. Oh, I got to leave the house and find some socks and do the stuff. And I'm hot and it's humid outside and I don't want to do this. I go do it anyway. And then when I come back, I'm like, I don't really feel like laying down. Maybe I'll make some food. Maybe I'll watch TV. Maybe I'll throw my cat across the house. No, I don't do that. He throws me across the house, if anything. But you know what I mean? You get in a routine in your comfort zone, and it can help you get into that depressive mindset. So, step out of your comfort zone, do some things you don't want to do in a good way. And then when you come back to your slums, you're like, I don't really feel like laying around anymore. You got that energy, you got that motivation from being around other people. Maybe that may not work for everyone, but that's what I try and do, and that's the best I can suggest. Let's see. Griff, gotta work it off, yeah. Pretty much. Relic, it works. I had a day I didn't expect. Good for the mind. Yeah, that's how I feel too. When my friend used to live close to me, he moved away now, my friend Mello, but he'd always be hitting me up, hey, let's go for a walk, let's go disc golf, and let's go do that. And I'd be like, I don't know. And he'd be like, well, I'm gonna be at your house in 5 minutes ringing your buzzer until your ears bleed. You can either come outside or you can enjoy being deaf. And I'd be like, okay, I guess. And then we'd go, I'd suck, I'd lose or whatever, and I'd be all mad that I lost and whatever, and we'd come back and he'd drop me off and be like, hey, good game, see you next time. And I'd be like, all right, and I'd get back to the house and I'd be like, I don't really feel like laying around anymore. I don't feel all beat up anymore. I don't feel that weight on my shoulders anymore. I'm glad to be home. It was hot outside. I'm dirty. I need to take a shower. I was sweating. I don't feel like doing the routine anymore. Let's switch the routine up. And next thing you know, I'm not depressed. I wake up the next day and I'm like, hey, let's go get it. So, I don't know. Just speaking from the heart, I wish the best for all of you hooligans and just trying to give what little advice that I have. Cassandra, helping and doing stuff for others helps you get your mind off being depressed. I agree. I absolutely agree. Let's see. Donna Sparks, I think the government comes up with crap to keep our eyes off Hunter and Old Man Walter. Oh, I 100% agree with that. I think so too. Well, hooligans, we did the thing. I appreciate all of you guys being here. You guys are awesome. Big shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership program, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I would not be able to do this without you. So thank you so much for all your support. I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.